Hello and welcome to the Linker Network. My name's Damien Cooper. I am a member of the Linker Network project support team, and today it is my privilege to be welcoming you as the newest member organisation of the Linker Network. Over the next 10 minutes or so, we'll go through a few key tips and pointers about how you can get started implementing the Linker Network into your organisation. You would have received a welcome email containing a digital welcome pack, and in that pack is a copy of the Playbook. The Playbook is the how-to manual for the Linker Network and contains all of the various elements, tools and enablers that come together to form the Linker Network model. Importantly, we don't want you to do that in isolation. Indeed, the Linker Network is really founded around collaboration and the improved outcomes that we can achieve by working together, and that should begin on day one. So it's important that you know who the other people are in your local Linker network, and you can do that by visiting the website. And let's have a look at that now. So here on the Linker Network website, linker.org.au, is a link to find a Linker org. And if I select that, this list is continually updated as organisations join the Linker Network. And you should have a search for yourself. And if you can't find yourself, please do let us know and we'll rectify that immediately. On the far left-hand side, or the left-hand column, you'll see local LN. And the Linker Network, while it is an entire network, it is broken down into local areas for the purpose of collaboration that results in impact. So we don't want groups that are so big that they can't work together, and equally so we don't want local Linker networks that are so small that the kind of collaborative work that they might be doing doesn't have the desired outcome. So you can have a search using the search function over here and search for the area, and it's most likely based on your suburb or postcode, and identify who the other organisations are in your local Linker network. Each Linker network, local Linker network, will have a nominated mentor, and if you're not sure who that person is, please do contact the project core support team, and they will be able to tell you who that is. The sooner that you get in touch with the other members of your local Linker network, I think the easier and smoother the process will be for you in implementing the various elements of the Linker network into your organization. So step one is find out who else is in your Linker network. Step two is really to have a look at the playbook in some detail. So if we come back to the front page of the website and come down to the Linkers toolbox, that toolbox has been designed for member organizations. And we're not going to go through all of the elements now. You can see various bits of the playbook or the Linker network enablers have been broken down here. But we're just going to open up the full playbook here and go through, and I'm just going to highlight a couple of the key areas. It is sequential, and you can start by reading it sort of cover to cover. Although I suspect the best way forward will be most people will look for those parts of it that they can implement quickly and easily, the low-hanging fruit if you like, and get some confidence by applying those parts before coming back and tackling some of the things that might seem more challenging. I will pause here on page 4 and draw your attention to the box in the top right-hand corner which says you're our interpreter. The organisations that have been most successful and have seen the most benefit for people and families in the communities that they support in the use of the Linker network are those that have really taken a adaptive and interpretive approach to the playbook. So there's a whole bunch of things in here that are in effect how-tos. There are some prescriptive, if you like, forms, but they're not intended to be prescriptive. They're intended to form a starting point or a template, which we then invite you to adapt. You can adapt those within your organization because you best understand the needs of your individual clients, but you can also adapt those in conjunction with the other participating organizations or member organizations in your local Linker network. we are striving to strike a balance between customization and consistency. Consistency is important for people and families and communities because it results in the best experience for them. Customization is the best approach for saying we don't want a cookie cutter approach to the work that we do. We're working with people who are complex and unique and individual. And so by striking a balance between customization and consistency, we hope to achieve the best outcomes. Also, say in the bottom left-hand corner there, you can see the help desk box. And we also know that organizations who ask for help early, either from the project support team or from the other organizations in their local linker network, get the best results. So if you hit a stumbling block, if you're not sure how to interpret or how to implement any of the elements of the linker network, there are avenues for help. If nothing else, send us an email at helpdesk@linker.org.au, and we will use our collective experience and wisdom to hopefully problem solve that for you. So as I work through, I'll just pause again here and say on page 6 there's a breakdown of the different elements of the playbook. Again, you don't want to try and tackle it all in one go. Have a look at the sections that you think are going to be a good place to start for you and your organization. You can see section 2 is really focused on the things that individual organizations can do at an organizational level. Section 3 looks at what organizations can do to build greater collaboration with other organizations in the linker network. And section 3 is focused on some of the tangible things frontline staff can do. So spend some time having a look at that. Cherry pick the pieces that resonate well for you, and then start having a go. The other critical area that I would like to draw your attention to is training. And so I'll come down to common training and induction, page 24. There is training, common training that has been developed by the linker network. If you or key staff in your organization haven't as yet had an opportunity to participate in that training, I would encourage you to do so early. And to find out when the next training is available, you can send an email to training@linker.org.au, and we'll be able to tell you when the next training dates are. It is introductory training. We're not going to try and cover off obviously everything in a 10-minute video. That is the next best step after you start implementing the linker network, is to get a more in-depth understanding. The other thing that we have developed is a new employee induction process. So once you have the linker network embedded within your organization, as you start onboarding new employees, we've sought to make that easy for you in the same way that you would induct a new employee into your various policies and procedures and practice. And you might have a chunk of that process that is focused exclusively on work health and safety. We would invite or ask that you also include a chunk around your participation in the linker network and what that means. And as I say, we've sought to make that easy for you by creating some modules on the website, and you can go and find those for yourselves, but they are there to complement your normal induction process. The last thing I'll draw your attention to as a critical kind of first step in getting started with the linker network is our collaborative practice meetings. As I said, the cornerstone to the linker network is collaboration, and collaboration is about organizations talking to each other and working together to create that kind of consistency that will drive the outcomes that we want for people, families, and our community. And that is achieved through collaboration practice meetings. As I said, you would have received a welcome email from the linker network, and someone from the core project team will be following up that email with a phone call. And in that phone call, they will tell you when your next collaboration practice meeting is. And as I said, who is the buddy or the best person to contact from within your local linker network. That is a vital first step. If you don't now know what where and when your next collaboration practice meeting is, I encourage you to make that the first thing that you do, because in that way, so many of the questions that you will have early on in regards to how to implement the Linker Network into your organization are questions that existing members have already asked and hopefully resolved. And the sooner you are networked in and drawing on their support, the easier that process will be for you. I'll finish by scrolling to the bottom, or nearly to the bottom of the playbook, and as you can see, it is quite large, and I would encourage you not to get intimidated by everything that's in there, because as we said, we're going to look for those pieces and evolve that process over time. But on page 62, we have put together a readiness checklist, and you can use that. Some people really benefit from that kind of focused checklist system. But you can always come back to this and have a look and start ticking some of those off as you work your way through the playbook and start implementing the various pieces. They don't necessarily need to be in order, but there's a handy little checklist there. And of course, another reference to the help desk, reminding you that at any point in your implementation journey and your ongoing participation in the Linker Network, there is help available, and we want to see you succeed. We want this process to be as easy as possible. Change is never always easy, but we have hopefully given you the right tools. And if we haven't given you the right tools, we can adapt them and work with you to help you adapt them to your own individual needs. So please never hesitate to contact us at helpdesk@linker.org.au. So there you are. Welcome again to the Linker Network. It is early days for the network, and as we grow in capacity and knowledge, we will all start seeing those outcomes that we want for people, for families and communities, and we will only achieve that through ongoing shared support and collaboration. So thank you and welcome and good luck.